Welcome to Monday at FMTrain.tv. I'm Richard Carlton here with the awesome folks who bring to you this TV show every day at 1 o'clock Pacific time. It is 2 hours later in Colombia, where Nick is at, assuming that he's still there. Welcome to FMTrain.tv, where we try to create great live examples of practical applications, things that you need to do, track yourself. Why are we here? Because the FileMaker platform is a great platform 99% of the time, right? So it's really powerful. It's really positive. It allows you to do great things. The upcoming broadcast schedule, if I push the button here, you go to fmtraining.tv, you scroll to the top. You can see the broadcast schedule coming up. Today, tomorrow, the next day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got more Nick. Then I am here on Thursday and Friday. And so Thursday and Friday are more beginner days. So the next 3 days will probably be kind of a little more intermediate to advanced, or maybe super advanced, or maybe you're going to be bleeding out your ears from the concussion you have from overload of data. This warning that if you have a pacemaker, this show may be fatal to you. So if you have a artificial heart or a pacemaker, something like that, Nick might kill you with too much data. Too much goodness. It's blood poisoning. So it's really awesome. So then Thursday and Friday are going to be much more basic. So if you had too much Nick, or you really like only advanced stuff, then definitely do not tune in on Thursday and Friday. That will be basically kind of going back and covering some things that needed to be kind of recovered in a little bit more coherent way. The network thing on Friday, understanding network latency, things like that. I think, Margaret, that we're going to have Leland Long coming up for that. By the way, we're pleased to announce for all of you watching us on Discord, YouTube, Twitch, etc. Leland Long has decided to kind of come on board with us here, and he will be doing 1 day of JavaScript kind of per week on an ongoing basis. It's kind of really big news. It's a really good thing because people realize that we reach a lot of people. We do great training, and really after going through the JavaScript training with him, realizing that we could do more and he could continue to contribute to the community, really kind of a big deal. I think he's a big deal. He's by far. He's a great trainer. I'm not going to tell you that he's better than Nick, but he's better than me and probably better than Nick, but they're very different, wildly different people. But he's a really great trainer and totally different, so it's great. So he just does JavaScript. So let me cover some JavaScript news, since that's one JavaScript news. There's this JavaScript training section right here. And if you can sign up to get the downloads and get to the links, etc. So this is the page you come to. There's a free section of training, a paid section of training. The last day, day 6, was just posted this morning. I'm going to send out a final newsletter alert to the people who paid for the training, reminder of where all the sample files at, where things are at. So the paid training is right here. It's 6 days of recordings, okay? And all that is focused on React Native, building React Native applications. Kind of the opposite of Nick in a lot of ways, because where you're building everything with code, and Nick is trying to do it graphical, a lot of really good FileMaker goodness, but sometimes you need JavaScript to get there and do other great things, and so FileMaker supports that. It's really great. So what we're going to be doing is that the Leland Long basic JavaScript conversations, the plan is to augment this section in here and maybe organize it better and allow him to add more basic bits and pieces in here. So he'll be building his own section out, like Nick has, like the lean design, various things like sections like that. There'll be a JavaScript section that we're going to be maintaining totally free of charge, which reminds me that if you'd like to support the channel, we greatly appreciate all of you doing that. However, Nick doesn't show up to this for free. We do have to pay Nick. Yes, so to pay for Nick, what we do is we go to fmtraining.tv up here at the top. You come down here to the training bundles. You pick one of the training bundles. That's how you support the channel. Buy one of these training bundles here. Help support the channel. We greatly appreciate it. So transferring command to Nick. Nick, are you there? Are you ready to accept command of the show?
Yes, I'm accepting the command from the battle bridge, so it's okay. I'll relieve you. No, thank you for that. By the way, I can wait to work with Leland. the Java guy, because I think together we can do very cool stuff, by the way. Because yeah, so sometimes I'm using Java as well, and sometimes I want to take the computer and toss it by the window, when I do Java. So thank you, Leland.
Out the window.
Yeah, out the window,
Yeah,
because until you figure out what's wrong, you have a question mark, right? As a result.
Yeah.
So that all what you take out from the, so that's why, or blank stuff, right? You're blank, it's blank, so you don't know until you figure out that you move the comma the wrong place, right? So yeah, so
it's a different. You and Leland live in different worlds, but for FileMaker platform to be great, and if I was talking to the executives there at Claris, I would say the same thing: is that your platform can be great, but it can be so much greater if you really endorse and support JavaScript, kind of like more wholeheartedly than they're doing right now. I think they could do more, and having these skills, JavaScript's the most popular programming language in the world. And there's a lot of benefit to tying this into FileMaker. Like I said, I didn't really fully appreciate it until I sat through the training and went, "Oh, this is really a big deal." So yeah.
We need a better connection between those two worlds. Much more, get like they do with JSON. They should do with Java. Get stuff from get stuff or send stuff. And so more interaction like this, that what we do today. And so it's interesting, but I'd love to talk to Leland. And so guys, so what we do today, so thank you, Marge, thank you, Ken, for joining in today. Thank you for being with us. How was your weekend? A lot of balloon stuff?
I went flying. I flew for 45 minutes Saturday morning and then took a trip 200 miles south, kind of just a quick overnight trip to do some business down in Las Cruces. So quick weekend.
Okay, cool. That's great. So so today we continue this series. So we're going to rebuild Ken's file. So let's remind you a little bit of what we do here. So what we do, we demonstrate pretty much what happened if you call RCC for coaching. That's exactly what happened. We get together, or you get with an engineer, and we share screen with Zoom like we do right now. And we rebuild, we fix, we patch, we do whatever you want, like calling a plumber, you say, okay, I'll fix this faucet for us. So that's the same thing. So that's exactly what happened when you call RCC, you say, okay, I want the coaching program or coaching stuff. I don't like program. So, but you got the point here. So it's exactly what happened. So what we do today, we're going to continue working on Ken's file. So every day, as you noticed, we take a topic and we go until the full understanding of the topic. Last week, Thursday was the let's statements. How to use let's, right? So we encourage you to watch this video of last week on the let's, because we went far and we took the time to explain what the let's is, right? And we had many great examples here with Ken's file. So let's continue. So what we want to do here now, we want to, let me hide this. We want to continue working on this, what's the name? Statuses that he has here. There are plenty of statuses, right? At one point, there were unstored calculation, which is bad, okay? So, and we convert everything into auto entry calculation, right? And we're going to continue to do that work, right? And to get the thing done. So we have this certificate status done that we did that last week, right? So based on, it's when just as a reminder, is when you have if you have the two thing here, right? When you have,
you haven't shared your screen yet, Nick.
Oh, sorry for that. Yeah, because they have a green stuff around the window, but sometimes it doesn't show up, sometimes it does. So are you seeing my screen right now?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, cool. So what we have here, we have a certificate here that says if If one of those two documents is missing, right, is going to, why is that valid? Oh, because I did that manually, maybe? Okay, missing doc. So if I put this, so it changes the, so why is it not doing it? Did I disengage? Oh yeah, disengaged. Yeah, sorry for that. For my testing last week, I disengaged the on commits here. It's not doing this anymore, right? And I can say this one for the demonstration. Yeah, that was the last demonstration you can say. Okay, so when we paste this, right? So when we have this is a missing doc, but if we have the two, right, it's set valid because we have the two valid condition, which is we need those two things. So we learn how to do that with a let statement, right? So on the certificate here, the certificate status, right, here, and we have here the calculation. So we get which valid, which is not valid, and then we do this. So we did that last time we covered. So let's continue the next status. So what is so let's follow our Ken. So what the flight review?
The flight review is also a document that has a little bit more to it than being valid or not valid. It actually has a calculated expiration date. Okay.
So here we have another great example where we can use, where we can modify this, right? So here we have many, so when the rating is students, right? So we have rating equals student, we say student, that's okay. Is empty, the pilot documents, flat review pictures, right?
Right, if the picture's not there, it's missing, just like the certificate was.
Okay, so we need to transfer that to the table. Okay, why? So explain. We need to avoid a calc that happen in one table when the information is on another table. Okay,
right.
Let's make the calculation on the table where it belongs, okay, and refer to the result of that calc. Why? Because that condition, you know, so that we learn here the good practice in calculation, that a good practice, and that the common sense. For example, is it relevant? I give you an example for you to understand the logic here. Is it relevant to check all the records you have for the age of somebody, right? You want to calculate the age based on the date of birth. Is it relevant to check on all the people, right, for the age? It's not. How many times the age of somebody will change? Once a year. What you need is select people with the date, the day and month of today, select them and change the year and change the age, because that is the people changing the age right now, right? You don't need to calculate that age stuff all the time with an unstock calc. Here is the same thing. How many times this condition will change? How many times? Only if you remove or add a picture here. But it doesn't change every time you want to commit that record, because you might change data inside this much more often than remove, and you know, you don't need do you want a calc that's each time you click commit, you said, oh, check if there's a photo, check if there's a photo, check if there's a photo. You don't want that, right? You don't want that. You want to have this or there's not a photo. That's it. And that's all. It's a big deal of difference when you do that. So let's go to it's on the document, right? It's on the
pilot documents. Yep.
Yeah. So we have a tag missing doc. So we're going to, missing doc pipe certificates, right? Because now we will have another missing doc. So we need additional information to separate them.
Right.
Duplicate those. So this is flight. What is flight certificate?
Review.
Flight review, yeah. Flight review. So we have another tag, right? And this one will be because there's only one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's very easy. There's nothing to do. Is empty, right? And the flight review, this one.
Yes.
Okay. So we don't need, so that's a good explanation that I can give you. FileMaker, the default language of FileMaker, right, is 1 and 0. This is a default, true, false, yes, no, 1, 0. That is FileMaker default language. Okay. So by default, FileMaker will answer you on its natural way. So let's validate this. FileMaker is answering you on its more natural way. Okay. So for FileMaker, it's like grunting for humans. It's the basic,
Yeah.
It's the basic language, So it's like, if you don't do anything, FileMaker will return. So let's go to the docs. Where's the doc? Here. So FileMaker will answer on its default way. This flight review page. This return once is empty. Yes, 1. It return 1. Boom. But I don't need if is empty this, if is empty this, then 1, otherwise 0. I don't need that. That it's like telling twice the same thing. FileMaker will return by default the answer. Right?
Right.
And by default. So it will return this. 1 plus 1 is said 2, right? But if you say equal 2, it said 1. It said, yes, that's true. Yes, 1 plus 1 equal 2. You're right. 1 plus 1 equals 3? No, not right. 1 plus 1 equal 2. Yeah, 1 plus 1 minus 2 equals 0. Yes, but equal 4? No. Well, so FileMaker will return, you ask a question, yes, no, that's the default, right? So we say, is empty this? Yes, no. That by default, so can you imagine now, I know you have this in your files. If case, we don't need, is empty, boom. So the goal here is to get this basic information, to get this and rely on that basic information to make it flourish. So I want that information, right? Other thing to know, if you want to reverse the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put a not in front. That's reverse completely. So that means now, is there something? This means, is it empty? This, is there something? It is not empty. Is it not empty? It's not, that means, is there something? So how you do? This is how you do. You put a not in front of it. Then you say, okay, is not empty? No. There's nothing there. Okay, say no. Is empty? Yeah. So see, is empty? It's not empty, right? So now we know that, right? I can bring my tag, right, on the layout to check on this, right? So that is the certificate one, right? And now this will be the flat review one, right?
Right.
So Let's see if it works. So I'm copying this, I'm pasting this here. No. Missing doc, flat review? No. It's not missing. Here. Yes, it's missing. Okay? And I repeat how we get yes, no, right? Using this here. Because by default, FileMaker return 1 and 0. I don't need at all to do something like this. Because this, you cut yourself, you cut a hand. You cut your hand if you do this. If you cut your hand. This is no longer the native language of FileMaker. I cannot rely on it. I cannot rely on this. I always have to do a translation. Always have to say, if tag flight document review missing equal yes, then this. Always I will have to do this. I won't be able to say directly, tag, that's it. No, I will have to say, if tag equal yes, then this, otherwise this. Always I will have to do that jungle stuff. Always. I cut myself, I kill myself with this. And it's not relevant at all. If you want your layout to display yes, no, or whatever, use this here. You select boolean, and you say, for example, missing, not missing. You can do that. Yeah, not, but it's missing, not. It's too big because FileMaker limit this. But you can say yes, no, or whatever. Whatever you want. So here you can put whatever you want here. But yes, no, yes. But the result is 1. Here the result is 0. So I will rely on the 0 and the 1. And this is what we are going to see today. Okay. So now that I have this 1 0 business here, so I can copy this and paste here. Oh, no. Okay. So now I can go back to that calc here. Up. Okay. And deal with this. So that the flight review status. Why doing this? I have no idea.
It's the first of the month. Mine did that yesterday, earlier today as well.
I need to kill those Microsoft stuff because maybe that is killing my performance. Because now I asked this and he popped this and I don't know what happened here. Get out! What is pushing? What is this? It was blocking me completely. So now all of this is empty. No, I have the answer. The answer is done. I have the answer. Just what I need to do now is this. And watch this. Going to this one, right?
Yeah.
And select this. That's it. The is empty is answered. That has been done. Now I just have to get the info. Start the same. I'm not performing any calc. Bring 1, and I'm bringing 1 character, 1 bit. I'm moving from the server. I'm moving 1 bit, 1. With this, I have to analyze the wall container on the other side to see if it's empty or not. So if your container is 20K, that's okay. If your container is 20 megabyte, if your container is 1 gigabyte, okay, spinning wheel, just to know if it's empty. Great design. So I don't want that. I want this. I just want to know this. That's it. Boom. This will tell me if it's missing or not. If it's missing docs. That's it. Okay. So the flat review valid equals 0. right? So this, I don't know. I don't need that. I don't need the equal 0, right? So, but I need to know what is return, 1 or 0?
Yes.
Okay. We get out this and we do this. What the difference? That means if it's not valid, for first of all, not flat review valid. It's on your brain, it's okay. Not valid. No, not flat review valid. Look, I understand. Not, and this will reverse. So, I mean, if I do this, it's like asking if this is valid. That's the same. Okay. But it's not what I want. I want if it's not valid. Okay. But I don't need the equal 0 or equal 1. No, because FileMaker for FileMaker 0, 1 is a grunt. No, you understand? Oh, it's a grunt or a laugh. Oh, okay, you happy? You're not happy. That's it. So here we have what we call 2 times the same. Okay. So because we have 1 plus 61, and we have this one here. So here, right, we call that twice.
Right.
Right? Okay. So we need a let statement. First, we need to add a trigger. Remember?
Right.
We need a remote control that will trigger, right? That will start the thing. Okay. Secondly, okay, I want that. So I want to make this calc. Great. I want that, right? So how we call that? How we can call this flat review date?
So there is a date that the flight review is due on, and now I'm checking to see how far out that due date is to what.
Yeah, due date greater equal this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I put this. I calculate it. It's calculated. It's done once. It's done. So here I ask FileMaker. Say, okay, the due date greater. I want to know that, and if I want to be accurate in my standard of naming, is due date greater. Okay.
Makes sense.
Because this, with what I have explained to you, this will return 1 or 0.
Right.
Okay. In what for. So now I have this. So now I want the opposite, right? Right? Inferior. So it's the opposite, right? Is this. I calculate it like this, right? Now I want this. Right?
Right.
So I have all my condition, right? And then we have other thing. This is the same 3 times. Fleet review. Okay?
Yeah, and it's actually in the calculation that we have the greater, inferior, and equal to.
Yeah, exactly. So
it goes up. Would put it up there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So this, right? I put that here and there. I tell you, your file is the best. So now what happened here? I can replace this by this, by this, by this. I can replace this by this, by this, by this, by this. Right? So look how simpler the calc has become.
Don't we have one of those wrong?
Why?
Well, one should, because you have like
Oh, yeah.
One of those should be date stored.
Yeah. Sorry. How this calc has become much simpler, hold on, and 2 billion times faster. You can't even imagine how this is faster. Here I'm calculating. Here before I had a is empty blip. Then I had a equals 0. And then I need to calculate this to get this. But if this is not good, I have to calculate again to get this. If it's not good, I have to calculate again to get this. It's not good. I need to... Why? No. Here what happened. I define this. That done is there. Boom. I don't need to call it. I put that here. I don't need to call it again. This it happened once in local stored data, not each time go there, take, go there, take, go there, take, right? And then now I can continue my great work because I want to do something else before this. Rating, okay, okay, student is student. I put that here, right?
Okay.
Now, I want this, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now look how this case will become, but not we won't recognize it, right? So we have everything. Is student, it's rating equals students. Missing doc is this. I'm getting to pick on the other side the tag. The due date is this. The date stored is this. Is due date greater? Yes, no. Is due date inferior? Great? Yes, no. Is equal? Yes, no. And now I'm building my case.
Do we need the valid up there as well?
Where's the valid?
Do we need you have the second, well, really the third line in the case.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we need that. Yeah. If you want to do the thing clean, we need. So I'm going to put it. Is review valid? Okay. No. Not valid. Not. Okay. So now picture this. Boom. Because, okay, pause. Right. Where your brain will be active here. It's not there. Here you put, okay, I need my kitchen, my cuisine allegory or analogy. I need onions, tomatoes, olive oil, I'm going to Greece soon. So I need all my stuff, lettuce, feta cheese, olives, I put my stuff on the table. And then, okay, I need to cut my stuff, so you actually cook stuff. This we don't. The brain is not. The brain is not used there. You pick stuff. You know. Then you say, okay, is student. Okay. Not valid. Not review valid. Missing doc. No. Not
that
valid.
would be
Sorry.
it.
Yeah. So let me. I like to put the same order, right? So we have the missing doc here. So missing doc, this. Not review valid, this. Due date plus 61. So, okay, so greater, no. Is due date greater? Right?
Yes.
So we need a plus 61 in the calculation here. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
okay, let's explain. Let's explain. If I do this here, you know, so yeah, I need to copy that script. That's, you know, let's copy that, you know, let's make it like this. Yeah, it's a great example, right? So yeah, I can get rid of this and pilot, you know, so I can copy this and put this here and here.
Not on that one.
What? Not on that one? No, yeah.
Yeah, but on right.
No. Due date, yeah, those are here. Okay, and now we're good. So, but something is missing here. Oh yeah, but this I need to interrupt this. Otherwise it will bother
Because we
us.
didn't finish that yet.
Yeah. Okay. Here, so the missing doc here, if I put this here, it said 0, okay? This will return 0, 1. So those are 0, 1, 0, 1. Those are, you know, switches that switch on, switch off, you know? Those will get those cases to active or not active. If this 0, it passed to the other. 0, it passed to the other. 0, it passed to the other. 1, okay, I'll do it. Okay. But if I use this now, this returned 1. It won't return the, you know, if I said this plus 61, it says 62. FileMaker is stupid. You understand? FileMaker is stupid because he said, yeah, okay, that returned 1, that, you know, 1, 0, and you said, okay, plus 62, plus 61 equals 62. Right?
Got it.
What you want, but this I don't think this works, by the way, because did you try this?
Yeah, that actually does work.
Yeah, because you do this. Because FileMaker, okay, so, yeah. FileMaker is doing something like this. Is doing this, right?
Right.
Is doing this automatically.
Right.
So he said, okay, what is greater than other? What is greater is this date greater than this date plus 61. So FileMaker is doing this. If you do in a let statement, you cannot do that. You cannot say this because, and that's why, by the way, I'm putting that as a question. See how I'm labeling things. Is due date greater? Question mark, right? Is due date inferior? Question mark. Yes, no, 1, 0. The naming is very important. You think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I'm not. The terminology I use is the result of 35 plus years of experience, right? So those are questions to tell you this is it's a boolean. It's a yes, no. Okay. So now what I need to do, what my favorites, okay? My favorite, because I love things clean, okay? It's dead store 61, okay? Equal.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Plus 61. And then I'm calling this here. And now, look this, right? Because this works. This returns this. We good. Is it May 2nd? Because
Yeah,
this...
the date stored is March 2nd, so...
Yeah, exactly. See? Boom. So 60, we good. But what you want, Ken, is 2 full months, right?
Yes. I want to go they're giving me a date that it took place, and I'm calculating when it is due, which is at the end of the month 2 years down the line. So that's giving me the date due.
But this is 2 years, 2 months and down. 61.
But my actual due date should be the end of the month.
Yeah, but why you say date stored? The date stored
the date stored should be today, and the due date should end up at the end of a month. The due date, so the pilot flight review due date.
Okay, let's keep it that way. Okay. So now, why I'm doing this? Because I'm cutting in pieces, and now I have all the possibility of debugging. Because we use Ken example, which is, let's say, simple. Okay, let's say it's 1 day plus 2 days or 60 days. It's not. But when you have something much more complicated and you want to use that technique, you need to dissect every single bit, because you want to debug. You want to say the due date is this. The date stored is this. The date stored 61 is this. Then you can say, yes, it's true, it's working, right? And then, so now we have, and now here I have a much better understanding. By the way, I love to do this, by the way. Okay. So now I have a better understanding, because I said due date greater than date stored 61, right? So now it's much better than this, that's how it was, right? So let's continue, right? So do you have can you copy, Ken, on your original file, can you copy that calculation and put in the chat in the Zoom? Then I can compare before, after.
The original, you want the original?
Yeah, the one you have on your file, on your file.
Yeah.
Because I modified it, so I don't have it anymore. So let's continue the work here. All of this complexity I don't have, right? Is student, missing dot, not review, valid, not valid, right? So now I can continue. All of this is there, but there much simpler. So is greater, is date greater? I could say 61 to be, logical. So is this current? Is this, oh, by the way, I need 2, right? Because here is the 61, but I need now, okay, the same Okay. The same like this. So I have here, I have two dates stored. The date stored, the real date, and the date stored 61. That is whatever this one returns plus 61. Now, on this one, I use that one. But on this one, I use the other one because I don't need the 61 here. I need the 61 only here. Here, I need the greater, the regular greater. Here, I need the inferior. And here, I need the equal. And now, I'm using this flight review due date, right? And I do this, and this. So now, this calc look like this. Okay. So you will say, Nick, you're crazy. No, I'm not. First, look how you can understand. You're not going to use the same brain side, right? The same side of the brain. You're not going to use your logic that will tire you. You will get tired at the end of the day to use your freaking logic all the time. No, you use your memory. Okay? Not review valid. Is due date greater 61? Is due date greater? Is due date inferior? You don't calculate. You don't calculate. This gives you the information directly from your memory. You pick up the, is due date equal? I don't care to see the equal calc. It's not the same at all. Trust me. At the end of the day, it's not the same. This, and to debug, it's super easy. Super easy because you can isolate every single case. So this is how I'm doing when I want to isolate the case. So I'm putting this and I say, okay, due date. Let's see. Okay, I have the two. I have the results and I have this. So I said due date, okay, date stored, what date stored? Okay, is this working? Oh yeah, it is working, right? So, and that's why it said current, because this is one. So you can dissect. So why is set current? It shouldn't say current. I should say missing doc. Why is set current, right? So you say, okay, is students? The answer is no. Is missing doc? The answer is no. Is not review valid? Is not valid the review? The answer is no, right? You say, okay, is 61? Yes. Okay, that's why. Okay, so he stopped there. He stopped there, right? So here, that is the real way of doing things. So let me now implement that in the code. Right? So, okay, yeah, that was before. I have it. So that was before, that now. So you say, yeah, it's simpler this. No, it's not. Because remember, I use a simple example, right? To demonstrate, to do a demonstration, right? But when you have much more complicated calcs, this way of putting everything on the table and to advance one step and one step and one step and one, because I'm reusing things. I'm evaluating the due date. I'm evaluating the date stored. I'm evaluating the date stored plus, so the date stored are already evaluated, is already evaluated. So it's a calculation I don't have to do anymore, right? It's a calc I don't have to do. Here, I need to evaluate this, and add 1, and add 61. If that doesn't work, I need to evaluate this. If that doesn't work, I have to evaluate this, So, you know what I mean? Here, I don't need. Here is, I evaluate this, bam, is evaluated. So now I take whatever evaluated and I'm adding 61. Done. It's done. So now I can call as many times I want. And I can name the results, not see the calc. I name the results. See here, that was is empty pilot document created? It's disrupting. No. Missing doc. That's it. Okay. So let's get rid of this. Right? This is 2 billion times faster than any other calc you have. Right? I have a John, the guy I'm working on right now. He has unstock calculation that goes until there. Is full until there. Unstock calc where he's calling 10 times, 15 times the same thing. Right?
Okay.
And he has spinning wheel for 5 hours. That's it. It's a choice. It's a choice. Right? And in that case, switching to, because people say, oh, Nick, I switched to auto entry and it's not faster. Yeah, it's not. You click, you use the trigger that I need to put back, by the way. You use the trigger, right? And it's still super slow. Why? Because your calc is crazy. You call 10 times the same thing on the other side and you said equal, and you have ifs inside cases, right? So normal, you have 5 hours of spinning wheel, So, and he knows that, but that's why I'm here to do that stuff. And that's the second day I'm doing let statement like this, right? But here we learn many things. So we have the tag, the 1-0, right? We have how we reverse something that is Boolean, because this is Boolean. This will return 1-0, so it's a Boolean by itself. Okay. So
the other thing I'm seeing with this is is going to be more portable, because a number of the other statuses have that same kind of calculation against the date stored plus 61, etc.
Yeah. So you need to stop reading my mind, please. So don't read my mind after 7 p.m., please. So 5 p.m. for you. No, we have at the same time zone. No, we have at the same time zone, right? It's 4 p.m. for you?
No, it's 3 o'clock.
Okay, we have 1 hour.
So it's still 1 hour different.
Okay. 6 p.m. Stop reading my mind, please.
Okay.
No, it's perfectly right. This is super portable because you can take the same logic, the same construction, copy, tweak it, rename things, but you kept the same logic, and you remap, you rearrange, but you don't have to rebuild the whole thing, right? So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm validating this, right? So which other status we have? Which one is
on the pilot? There's an insurance one.
Okay, so I have an insurance status
right there. Yep. Okay.
So yeah, see, it's the same damn thing. So here, let's do a demo. Okay, so I'm going to paste this. Oh, by the way, people tell me all the time, I never remember to comment out if it's star slash or slash star. I never remember. All the people tell me that. I have a trick. You need to imagine this slash and slash. Imagine this, now you know. Right? Imagine that a
Right.
bunch of files between slashes, right? That's it. So now you know to comment out, this is it. Slash star star slash. But you saw the stars, right? So you know that, right?
I remember that trick you told us. So
Yeah,
I don't know how long.
It's a good,
great.
It's a good one. It's a good one because I get the question all the time. You know, I never remember. Okay, so let's go. Before we go to the question, we go to the pilot and we do the same here. So we have the tag missing doc, and this is insurance, right?
Right.
Right, and we do the same. So it's the same. So see, I resize. I recycle. I recycle.
Picture.
That's it. Boom. That's all. It's done. Right. I recycle those. It's the same as this one. I recycle. So now I have this. I can go back to my pilot and finish the insurance. Status, right?
Right.
And do the same. So this we know. So we go here. I might even touch anything here.
Other than we don't need the student anymore.
It's okay. But I remove I remove it. So this, so the is empty. This I'm putting here. So here, look, I'm going there, missing. I remove this. I put the J back. Oh, because it's commented out. Oh yeah, so when you comment out something, FileMaker is intelligent. I mean, intelligent. It could be intelligent sometimes, and it's not doing this. The fly typing autocomplete. So I need to get. I need to do this. I need to do this. Put this active and put this inactive. Okay, so I'm putting the J back and I want the insurance. That's it. Done. We don't need students. We get rid of students. Oops. Insurance equals 0, not valid. That's the same thing. So pilots. And I'm going to use the insurance valid. Now the due date, right? It's the same thing. So, but on the insurance date. So here I need to change this, okay? So it's 4 times the possibility that I'm going to forget one and get a bug. With my system, I change it once.
It's actually 7 times in my calculation.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, you have it here. Yeah. It's up to you guys. You do whatever you want. But when you have a very complex calculation, something more complicated, right? And you change it once instead of 27 times, you can do the 27 times, I bet you. You do 25 times and you have 27, you have 2 times that it doesn't work, and you stay 2 weeks to start to figure out why this is not working. It's up to you guys. You do whatever you want. So here I have this. The date stored the same. I don't have to touch it, right? So the only thing here that changed is the due date. I have it, So that's it. So question. I have a question for you. What did I change here? I have a question.
Student.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. It's that's done. My calc's done. It's okay. My calc's done. Boom.
I would make one more minor change, I think, in that.
Yes.
Not a review valid. I would change it to insurance.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, not insurance, but it is. You need to review where you put it. Is there?
Right.
That's it.
Same thing. Yeah. So now we made 2.
Now you have, you're right. You're right, because it wasn't a review, it was an insurance. But I didn't think about all these minor, inferior, greater. I don't care. It's there, right? So that is very reusable, right? Those calcs, and they're readable. How you can read those, and you did a good job here already to dissect this. Otherwise, it's unreadable, right?
Yeah.
The time I'm getting, so people say, how you do the tab stuff? Okay, it's if you do tab, it doesn't work. It goes from this to this, right? So if you do tab, it goes there, it goes there, it goes there, it goes there. You know, it's alt tab, alt tab, alt tab, alt tab, and you do the tabulation. And you don't do this. Don't do this. No. No.
Were those spaces?
No, no space. You do this. Tab, 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 because that you can align them.
Right.
Right. And you can do indentation. Right. And it's aligned. And this is indented because it's belong to this. And this belong to this. This belong to this. So now you know, you can read, you know. Some people likes to put this here. I don't. So it's my preference. So it's my show. I do what I want. Because I don't want anything that disrupts the text. The text is important. This is not important, you know. Because, you know, it's not. It's just the end, right? What is important is my text here, right? So now that I have this, that's it. I have another. So now, let's do two things. We have free status. Free, right?
Right.
So we have which one? We have the certificate status. We have the flight status.
Flight review.
Where's the flight review here? I don't see it. No, we don't have it.
We don't have it over there.
Yeah. So okay. So let's put it here. So we have the flight review. So let's put this here. Oh, don't need this. I want this. Okay.
Oh, okay. The line, yeah.
Yeah, like I said to my customer, he said, "Is the line change the world?" He said, "No, but I have OCD, so sorry for that." Yeah, I have OCDs. You know, if I don't have the thing like this, it's I can't sleep at night, so I don't want it. So that's the flight review, right?
Yes.
So flight review status. Okay.
And because of the naming stuff, we can actually write out flight review.
We can write the right thing, right? But I don't want to repeat status because it will talk by itself. Current, not valid. It's a status. It's not the recipe. Right. It's not the cookies recipe of grandma, right? So that's what I'm saying all the time. We know what it is. We actually don't need and insurance, right? So that's the free. Okay. Oh no, the CAC is the status.
Right.
So now all those changes with their those documents, right? So certificate, flat review, insurance. Okay. So let's reset all of those things, right? Boom. So the insurance is not, because I think I forgot the trigger in the calculation. No, it's there. So it said valid. Why? Missing. Oh, no. Hold on.
It thinks it's current, but it should have picked up a missing.
Yeah, maybe I forgot.
I don't think we
something here.
triggered that.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't need to trigger it. It should have.
But it would have been it would have been
Oh,
yeah,
hold on.
with nothing in there because it was a
Yeah,
new.
yeah, exactly. So I need to. Okay, now it's good. Okay, so and then we go because I see Marge. Marge, you want to go?
No, I'm here. We do
Okay.
have like 3 questions that need.
I'm done. I'm almost done. So, what's the name? Statuses. Okay, based on when we changed the picture. Okay, so I put an action to actually update the related record of those documents, right? To get it accurate, right? But I don't have a crazy trigger that says set field, set this calc, set this status. No. I'm triggering one field, and this field is called in all my statuses. So I'm modifying that field, the trigger, and all my statuses are going they got this field in the calc. So I modify one field, and boom, I get a cascading, and all my status will update. Okay. So demonstration. This still missing doc. This now valid. This valid, current. This current. So, right, we have something super fast, right? Super fast. We have something much simpler, much understandable, and we don't need unstock calculation to get the statuses to be updated at all time, right? So every single thing that we're going to do here, because I modified that field, will update everything. So let's continue tomorrow. So we have a question Marge told us.
Yes, and they're rather long questions, so we'll see how long it takes you to answer the first one, and then we might save the rest for tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, so first question from Spicy. Wouldn't it be best to use the case earlier so that we don't even calculate is due date inferior or is due date equal if is due date greater is true?
But it's not doing it. How? Oh, good question. Love it. Love it. But a little bit late to answer, but I will start now, we'll answer tomorrow, okay? I mean, continue tomorrow. The case is interesting. The case can kill your day, you know? The case can make you miserable. I tell you right now. And the case, because it makes me miserable to me, so imagine, okay? But it does what you want to do, right? So I understand what you mean. You want the case to happen before, but what happened is the insurance one, right? First, what we need to know about the case is that if this is true, it will stop there. It won't even try to get there. That's why it can kill your day. Because sometimes you say, oh, damn, I want that, but I also want that before. But if I put that before, this one doesn't work. And if I put that before, this one won't work. So it's a night. Sometimes it's a night. Sometimes case is better to get away from it. Okay. But here, you know what I mean. I know what you mean. You want those to not happening, right? So here the answer, the quick answer. If it does make a difference, I will agree with you. Kill this. That means make that a case. Okay? If it makes a difference, and you will see that 99.99% of the time it doesn't make a dent. It doesn't do a dent in performance. Why? It's because you don't evaluate data that are, you don't, what's the name? You don't load data, you don't go, and no, you did it. And in any case, you know, if you need to evaluate this one, right? And if you don't want this one, then it's too late. You have this and you have this here and here. So you have it. You have the answer. And if you want to be much more performant, you need to do what I've done here with the missing doc. Do the calc over there. Do the calc you need for that. Sometimes, oh, I just need a calc for that calc. Okay. You go over there, do a field, do the calc, do the auto entry, get a tag on the boolean, and use it. If you want to be performant, you need to do what I've done with the missing doc here. Do the calc where it belongs. Do your stuff in your house. Cook your stuff in your house. Bring me a Tupperware, and I reheat it with my microwave. That's what you need to think about. You know, don't bring all the ingredients and cook in my kitchen. No, go to your home, do, and bring my food. Right? That's all what I want. And that's the same. If you want to be performant, if you need to think that way. But here, you will realize that because you just deal with things already evaluated, you don't need, you know, just do the regular case. So next question.
Okay. If several fields use similar calcs, at what point would you save the let variables as fields? Example, is due date greater, to avoid calculating the same variable for multiple fields?
Yeah, you mean you talk about this one, right?
Yes.
So you want to evaluate this, but I can't because it's a totally different calc. As I said, I cannot. I need this date is different than this, so it's two different calcs. This will be May. This will be March. So, and as I said, I cannot say. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking the other thing is because it's actually a different document with a different date too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've identified the document up at the top of the let statement, so it's not really the same calculation. It's the same conditions, but based on a different original date.
Yeah, the question is if several fields use similar calcs. Yeah, I mean storing the result in a variable of the variable in a field. So you want to have a field that do this, but you won't have. I'm sorry, Stu. I don't. Yeah, but no, because Stu said let's do. Yeah, and I demonstrated that it doesn't work. I demonstrated it doesn't work because this is not the same as this at all. The date is different. Yes, the original date of this is the same as this, but it's different. This will be 61 days more. So I cannot say, I cannot evaluate this and add 61 days. I told you that it will say 62. You know, I did a demo at the beginning, Stu. Yeah, I understand it's hairy, this, because, you know, but here is two different calcs, completely different. This entity is not the same as this entity. This is a calc. This is the entity, and I cannot reuse that entity and add 61 days. Not because this, it will say due date superior than the date stored plus 61. right? You understand? No, store is Stu, build it for tomorrow. Assuming multiple calcs use the same. Yeah, but I understand what you mean. Yeah. If okay, what I could have done, what I could have done is something like this. If you want to be, if you want to be efficient, I could have get rid of this, right? And I could have said, and I could have said this instead, okay? So instead of the inferior, right, which I had a spelling mistake here, so this won't work. I moved the river, okay. So, but I will cancel it. I could have get rid of this, okay, and use this instead. Right? So that will reverse. I could have done this, right? Not is date greater, right? I could have done this. It will have worked. But that's the only optimization I see here is when does it make sense to do this and when is it better to keep it in multiple calculation. Okay, so I did the explanation on this, but I'm going to do it again. Why is better? On the simple calc like this, I wouldn't that and that. I don't think that will make a big difference, to be honest with you. But if you have 10, 17, 20,000 records, yeah, it starts making a big difference. When on your documents you're referring here, right? When on the document you are referring, you have 200,000, 300,000 records on the documents. Doing an is empty on one container, it's a big deal. It's a big deal on 300,000 records. So, and doing this, right? When you have complex calculation, it's good. I did a demo. You can debug. Why this calc is not working? Okay, this is greater than that. Yes, this is not great. Why? Oh, because the date is not accurate. Or because this is not good. Or because this tag is not there. You can dissect. You can understand your calculation much better than having this 20 times. Right? And as I said, like copy 1, 2, 3, and the performance is not good at all because 1, 2, 3, 4, you call all the time, right? So it's not multiple. I'm doing much less calculation. I'm sorry, Stu, but I'm doing much less calculation here than this. Much less. Let's count. Here, this here, I'm calling, it's a calc. I'm calling it 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm calling it once. So I have 3 calcs less, okay? Then I'm doing this, okay, this dead store, I'm putting once. The dead store, I have it once. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 calcs less. Then I'm calling that, right? And I'm calling insurance dates. I'm calling that, 1, 2, 3. So it's a less, 3 calcs less. So all of those things, you remove them, removing. And the is empty is done. It's a calc I don't have to do. It's done, right? The calc is done. I'm just calling 1, 0. It's not the same thing. So it is relevant. And it's much less work than this because here, this is done, this is done, this done, this done, this done, this done. Here is not done, it's not done, it's not done, it's not done. So your way, this way is you have much more calcs than the other way. You do FileMaker will have much less effort to do than this, which is what we want, right? And the debug, and the understanding. This understand is super easy. You translate in human language something that is not, right? So if we don't know the question,
I think for the moment we're good. And if this is a conversation that's going to continue, we'll do it tomorrow. Yep. Thank you.
okay, yeah, that's
It's 30 minutes past, so I gotta let everyone go.
yeah, but people love it.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming, Nick and Ken. We appreciate having you here. And
You bet. Thank you, guys.
all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.